Let me start this with a question. How many of you wish you could go to Starbucks with God and sit down over a 3-pump iced caramel vanilla latte, pretend it's coffee and not a milkshake, and ask him all the questions you have about your future? If you're not raising your hand, I'm assuming you just weren't listening to the question I just asked. Hey God, thanks for meeting me. I know you're busy. By the way, how's Gabriel? How are the golden streets? Are they good? Are you good? Are we good? Hey, by the way, who should I marry? And what job should I take? And what should I be when I grow up? And when's it gonna feel like I grew up, you know? And what's my calling? And while I have you here, what is a calling? Should I send my kids to private school or public school? Should I buy or rent? Is the market gonna dip? Is crypto real? Like, what is this? What college should I go to? I mean, how am I supposed to make these kind of monumental decisions? God, help me out, because I know you got plans for me and I know they're good plans. I've read the verse. I even have it tattooed on my forearm, for crying out loud. In fact, let's read Jeremiah 29:11. Let's read it. If you don't know this verse, this is a beautiful promise from God to his chosen people in the Old Testament, but it parallels to you, and it says this: "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That's so good. If you're new to church, you better learn that one quick, because you're gonna need to preach that to yourself. What a good promise. I know the plans I have for you. But hold up, who knows the plans? You or God? God. Anywhere in that verse, does he ever promise to tell you said plans? No, just so we're all on the same page, which is why it doesn't stop there. I felt God this week tell me and challenge me. He said, if you're gonna start with Jeremiah 29:11, at least have the courtesy to read the 2 verses that come after it. And so, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future. And then verse 12 that says, then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all of your heart. And we love verse 11, but I think God loves 12 and 13. 11 is about us and his plans for us. 12 and 13 is about us and our relationship with him. And those two things go together. However, God says, seek me, not my plans, which is really hard to do when you're a low-grade control freak. I mean human. I mixed those two up, sorry. He says, seek me. You seek him, because then even if you don't get all the plans, or even if you get some of the plans, but you don't like some of the plans, or maybe you get all the plans, but you don't like how long it takes for all those plans. You think as far as plans go, this should go quicker. Well, then at least you will still trust the person, regardless of the details associated with the plans. And sometimes that's harder, because you go, well, it's the paradox of choice. Like what? It's like trying to pick a movie on Netflix. I wish he would just tell me. And I wanna free you up and challenge you at the same time. Free you up from feeling like God is just the divine breadcrumb lever, and you better get it right or you'll ruin the plans that he has for your life. Our God's better than that. And it could be so easy just to constantly just drop the God card. Everything that happened was because God wanted to bring me there, so I could fail at that, so he could teach me this to bring me back here. And you know what, maybe, but I also think when you fall into the trap of dropping the God card after everything that happens, I think in reality, you just don't wanna make decisions. You don't wanna own the decisions that you make. So you just, bam, ace of spades, God card, this was him. And I'm just a puppet, he's pulling the strings. And I would say, own your decisions, get close to him, trust your God instinct. God's really good at getting you where he wants you to go. Now, sometimes he reroutes, and sometimes we make wrong decisions, but he uses everything for the good of those who love him, and you're gonna be stronger because of it. He'll take you through that valley and over that mountain and get you where he's trying to get you. The point is not the destination and the plans waiting for you then and there, but the presence of God on the path beneath your feet in the here and now.